Hey there friendos, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Matt and we are back again with some more Marvel Future Fight. Apologies for the delay in today's video going out. Unfortunately, in this dreadful summer heat wave that we are having over here in the UK, I am just completely under the weather and not exactly 100%. I'm far too British for a massive heat wave, so apologies. But yes, we've got our sneak peek for the summer uniforms, the eponymous beach episode, as it were. And we have new uniforms for our X-Men Storm and Iceman. So, just to go into it a little bit, Storm has currently got okay uniform, I would say. It's definitely, she's never been meta defining, let alone meta breaking, but she has had some utility in certain game modes. However, Iceman, unfortunately, despite already having a uniform, has just never been worth the cost. He is available for crystals, so you don't have to purchase the X Gene support pack at $8 and $9 per month to get him. You can get him straight away at 6 stars. Of course, then you'd need to buy several more packs or have a mega uniform ticket to upgrade his uniform. But whilst there are characters like Emma Frost and Adam Warlock who have already seen a massive improvement, Iceman kind of sits alongside Sabretooth in characters that, and I was saying this in a live stream I was watching yesterday, I kind of forgot was even in the game. As sad as it is to say, he sits here alongside a bunch of other characters. Now, admittedly, some of these I don't own, but I certainly remember that some of them, like Nick Fury, Kitty Pryde, are in the game. But other characters, like Iceman, I just pure forget, because he has never been good since the day he came out. And that really sucks, because growing up as a kid in the 80s, I watched Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, and I loved Spider-Man, Iceman, Firestar. They were great. Also Jessica Drew, because Spider-Woman was a big cartoon back in when I was growing up. So yeah, as we look through the uniforms, we can see all the summer ones, or the seasonal ones, because they're ones that I've never picked up. And unfortunately, it really sucks. We see Gwenpool in there twice, winter and summer uniform. Double dip in there is really uncool. And it does bring about, obviously, a larger problem within the MFF community as uniforms. Now, the male uniforms, to their credit, have not been massively overpowered compared to where they currently stand, which can be a bit worrying for Iceman. The only character who really got a big glow up was Kingpin, because obviously the only previous uniform he had, he never got one for any of the TV shows. He only had his Secret Wars uniform, which was a very early uniform, and as such didn't really do much for him. With Quicksilver, his uniform was very similar to his prior one, and so there wasn't too much to tell between the two. And the same with Cable. He got a very good summer beach days uniform. However, not too long after, only a few months after, came the X of Swords update, which gave him this young Cable uniform, which is pretty much the same, arguably better, arguably worse. A lot of people say, based on personal preference and confirmation bias, that one is better. But I think if you listen to those who've really tested both of them, there is very, very little to choose between the two. I know obviously Cynic Alex and Beast Mode, amongst others, have really put out some good uniforms highlighting that fact. The real problem, as we all know, comes from the female characters of these seasonal updates. For better or for worse, Marvel Future Fight devs put an emphasis on the female characters, which would be questionable at best, at the best of times. However, we all know the real issue lies in the fact that, once again, we're probably going to see what Netmarble have been doing for the last couple of years, and that is a purchase with real money only uniform for Storm. It will probably be full crystal cost $17.50 uniform for Iceman, and whilst we have plenty of stuff in the store that is or isn't available elsewhere, we all know that there's going to be a special shop that's going to pop up and you'll need 20 tokens or 30 tokens. Obviously you normally get 10 tokens in an event that comes around at the same time in order to purchase the Storm uniform, which creates a massive schism in the community every time. Because when you're offering an item that is, for starters, only available for a very limited period of time during the year, for about a week to 2 weeks every year during the summer event, you are creating a massive barrier to anyone who wants to get in and use that character not during that time frame, because they're unable to get that uniform. Now, if we go in and have a look at the whales, so that's what I'm going to do. Let's go in, let's just pick our PvP team and have a look. That'll do. That's always my go-to team. What am I doing? I don't need to go in this far to go in. I just need to go back and look at the tournament bracket for Challenger, don't I? Ignore that. Let me go back a second. Right, that's what I want. I just want this screen. I don't know why I skipped ahead. It was because it was a reset. I just skipped ahead. But you can see here, we all know the people who spend the most money in the game, the whales, and they have their badges to prove that. They have their lovely icon, and the icons are great, and I'm not begrudging anyone from spending money in the game. We all have different budgets that we can allow ourselves, or, you know, if we're getting Google Play gifts from relatives, or Apple iTunes gift cards from relatives that we can spend in game. And so we have a bunch of people here who we know spend money in the game. That's how you get to Challenger, because there aren't enough battles in normal Vibranium to do it. So if we look at both the upgraded Legendary Future Pass and the Mythic Future Pass, we know that there are icons in there for people who want to show off that they spend more money in the game. And you know what? That's fine. That's great. More power to you. If you can afford that, that's great. I don't think it's a way of rubbing people's faces in it, because those of us who either choose not to spend that much money, or those of us who can't spend that much money in game, can still get animated icons if they so choose, just by doing other things that don't involve spending money. However, when it comes to uniforms, like I said before, Storm isn't very good, and if they make her so that she is broken, or if they make her that she is meta-defining, along with being tier 4, I mean, hopefully the tier 4 bump enough will be so that her current uniform, this one here, is good enough to use. I really do hope that, because if they make it that she's only useful as a tier 4 with a new strictly paywall uniform, that is a massive barrier to entry. And at a time in the game where we've seen the player base shrink to the level that it currently is, and you're milking the same whale over and over again, it's like, I'm sure most of you have seen the meme of Rockstar, and there's all the other games that they could bring out, but instead they keep going back to milk GTA 5. And that's kind of what Marvel Future Fight devs are doing with the whales that are in the game at the moment. Rather than trying to open up the game to a larger audience, or to allow more people to partake in, you know, these summer events by getting Storm's uniform, you are saying, nope, here's the cutoff, here's the barrier to entry. If you can't afford it, tough. Now, we already have 2 currencies in game. We have gold, which is, you know, your day-to-day currency, which people use for upgrading everything. And then we have crystals, the premium currency. Now, you can get them from grinding away in game, but a lot of people, myself included, will get a Stark stash. And that costs money, but it's not a set. You have to spend real money, and you have to spend a set amount in a set amount of time in order to get this reward. That makes it pay to win. I really hope I'm wrong, but this could be a final nail in the coffin, because tier 4 is already increasing the gap between the haves and have-nots. Anyway, let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.